Today, we are talking about how every single transit, every single planetary transit will unfold differently for every single person. Even the same person going through similar transits will have different experiences. This is episode number 70 of Real Occult, where we apply numerology and astrology to the material world. So let's jump right into it. All planetary transits are different. Earlier in the week, well, actually, I guess it would have been last week at this point, I had a client, and if you were unaware, during the day, I run a 150 family before school, after school program. So we have 150 kids. Pretty much every day we'll have around 30 in the morning, 70 to 80 in the afternoon, and they rotate through depending on the day of the week. And then we have our free online digital school community where we help parents eliminate family stress with our multi-layered numerology astrology system. And so that's completely free, by the way, skool.com/real occult school, skool.com/real occult. And so we had one of my clients getting ready for Venus entering Pisces. And so this person's been with us for probably over half a year now, almost coming up on a year. And so they've been through quite a few transits already through the community. And they were preparing for Venus in Pisces, Venus joining Saturn in Pisces. And so as they were asking questions, I was able to tell, based on the questions they were asking, that, especially because we've gone through multiple of these transits already, that they were, what would be the word? Overly committed or overly focused on this period in particular, this month in particular. And so I had to kind of let them know, inform them, because they have Pisces in their fifth house. And so activities, hobbies, casual relationships, their creativity, how they express themselves in play and with fun. And so I had to inform them that, as Venus has moved through these different houses up to this point in time, they are stepping stones. And so the question that they were asking was like, making the most benefit out of this, trying to force it. And now we're in this one universal year. So we're starting this new universal cycle, one energy, new beginnings, individuality, starting new. And I could tell that they're in a rush. They want these things to happen faster. And so Venus went through their first house, second house, third house, fourth house, and now we're moving into Venus in the fifth house. And what they are having happen is they are seeing how the relationship with themselves is changing in each one of these areas. First house is your self, your personality, physical appearance, like the body itself. Second house, income. Third house is communication. Fourth house, home life. Fifth house, now we're getting into play and fun, expression, and all of this kind of stuff. Next, we're going to be moving into the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and it's going to keep rotating through. End of the year, we'll get through all of the houses. And so what they're having happen is a Venus representing values, value systems, the relationship with others, relationship with yourself, luxury, all of this type of value system. They are revisiting their relationship with themselves, others, and their internal, external value system in each one of these areas of their life. So I was having to put the brakes and say, this transit in particular is not going to be a massively life-changing transit where you have a huge upheaval and everything changes for you based on how their chart is set up and everything. And so I just wanted to share this kind of idea, this principle with you as well. As we move through these different transits, these different periods, these planets rotate signs and therefore rotating what house they are sitting in within our birth chart. Some are going to impact us more than others. Just like here we could go back to earlier last month. We had February 14th. We had a karmic change day on Valentine's Day. I think I even did a podcast on this earlier. If you look up earlier Valentine's Day podcast, something like that, right around Valentine's Day. And so karmic change day, depending on how you are entering that energy, is going to dramatically influence and change how that energy impacts you. So if you are struggling, karmic change could be you've put in the work, you've learned the lessons required so that now you can find the thing you want. That karmic change could be the two people, long-term relationship, kids, everything's gone, and they've been separating and slowly drifting apart. They've learned their lessons. Now this is going to bring them back together stronger than ever before. Karmic change could be everything has been going poorly. This karmic change now gives you the space and energetic separation required to actually end the relationship and both people go on their separate ways. Everything contextually matters going into that point. And so just like you can have Ketu enter Leo and that be an unbelievably freeing transit that allows someone to get into a relationship, that exact same transit can be that detachment and freeing energy that allows someone else to leave a relationship. It all depends on the context coming into it for how that's going to unfold. And so for yourself, when it comes to the transits as well, how you are entering it based on the previous inputs you've given the universe, because we get into the 3 layers of karma: foundational karma, current karma, created karma. The foundational karma is the imprinted energy from our birth. That's what's represented in the birth chart. What sign is each planet in? Which house is that sign? And therefore that planet sitting within our birth chart. That's that foundational energetic blueprint. Foundational layer lays out how life is set to unfold, the journey that we're getting ready to go on. Mahadashas, Antardashas, all of that type of stuff. The current karma, these are the current transits. So this is what we're talking about now. How events are currently unfolding. Where you are set up in the current day. Created karma is what most people think of as just generalized karma. You do bad things happen to you. For every input, there's an equal and opposite output. Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If you give the universe an input, the universe will give you an output. And doing nothing is still giving an input of 0. You will get an output on the other end. Now we're getting off track, off topic. The current karma as it is unfolding, based on the inputs we give the universe, will help determine how the next transit goes. So this client in particular, they've been doing unbelievably well. The amount of personal growth that I've witnessed from the outside looking in is amazing to see over the last 4 or 5 months. Really digging in, really committing to 9 universal years coming to an end. We're setting up the foundation for the next 9-year universal cycle, 2025, all the way through 2034, where we'll end the universal cycle. And so setting up for this foundation for this 9 years. They've been doing unbelievably well. And so because of that, this current transit probably is not going to have a whole lot of work needed to be done. It's more of a check-in point. The universe is going to present them 2, 3, maybe 4 experiences just to gauge how they respond. How do they move forward based on that experience? What inputs do they give based on the experience they had? And it's mostly going to be a check-in, unless something crazy happens or unless they fail one of these experiences and fall into old patterns and habits, which I doubt for this particular client. And so the whole idea, now we're getting over 10 minutes. I wanted to keep this one short. The whole idea, the whole concept, the whole principle, the main takeaway is every single transit is not going to be a massive upheaval in your life where everything changes in this area. That's not. Some of them will be, especially if you are straying off track and the universe has to deliver home some massively jarring experiences to realign you with your karmic destiny. If you're already on track, you're already doing the things you know you should be doing, more often than not, these transits will simply be stepping stones into the next. As that current layer of karma unfolds, we are simply stepping on this stone to get to the next. These are building layers, coats of paint, stepping stones, whatever terminology you want to use. This is getting us from this point to that point, to that point, to that. We are just simply moving from one point to the next. And so, have faith that Saturn's plan is unfolding exactly as it should. If we continue to learn the lessons we need to, we will ultimately fulfill our karmic destiny. The universe will support us in whatever endeavors we pursue, as long as we pursue them with authenticity. And so, just wanted to share this lesson with you as well, as it was one of the first times I've had a client really dig in so deep that I had to kind of pump the brakes on them and say, hey, this is probably not going to be a massive life-changing transit for you. If you're out here looking for that, you're now going too far in the other direction. You go from completely unaware to now overly obsessed with this micromanagement of the energy. We're also currently in Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde. We have Mercury sitting with the Sun, Rahu, all of this obsessive. Mars is in there as well. All of this is obsessive, just go, 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 over the top creation energy. And so just wanted to share that with you as well. Acknowledge the plan, acknowledge what's happening, acknowledge the layer of karma you are moving through, the types of lessons the universe is delivering you during this period. No need to obsess over it. Everything will unfold exactly as it's meant to. I hope you got something out of this. If you have any questions, you can always send me an email, tristan@realoccult.com. Like I mentioned earlier, I do run that free school community where we help parents eliminate family stress with our multi-layered numerology astrology system. I run 150 family before school, after school program. So I'm working with kids, parents, families all day long. If you have any questions, I would love to help you and your family eliminate whatever stressors you have so that you too can fulfill your karmic destiny, fulfill the role you're meant to fulfill for the universe as a whole. If you have any questions, send me an email. You can check out our school community, book a family reading. I'm here to help however I can. I genuinely appreciate you for listening, and I will talk to you again soon.